Hey, what's up? Wanted to check in quickly. And my background, I've got to come up with a better background. This is only just an empty box background. There's a lot going on back here, so let me know what you think about this background and what is the best. What's the best background, or what's the most interesting piece about this background, which is wild. Let's see. So updates. I want to share a couple updates. I'm going to use once this is out there, then be able to use this link to share some information. And so there's been a couple of messages come out here very recently about some HR updates that are coming. Wanted to make sure that everybody got a chance to hear those. Trying to make it to where it's in a way where you can access that information easily without having to log into some sort of another file somewhere, or log into another system somewhere. You can just hear whatever updates need to be heard and then take whatever action that we need to take to make sure that you're on the same page with whatever it is that's going on. So having an issue right this second, finding the specific update that I wanted to share. Let's see. Doesn't look like those dates are right, but they are. File uploaded. That's not what you want to see. Have I deleted it? I must have deleted it. So updates. So coming up on the end of the year, right? August, but already ready to talk about the end of the year. So open enrollment for benefits selection for our ABB team members. Open enrollment is going to run November 2nd to the 13th. So open enrollment will be a little bit different this year in that everyone needs to select what their benefits are going to be. There's an active enrollment and a passive enrollment. In a passive enrollment, you don't have to select anything. You just keep what you had for this year or the previous year, would roll over into the next year. This time around, it's an active enrollment. And so that's important for you because if you don't select anything, then you don't have any selections, don't have any elections. And so if you're carrying insurance on yourself and your family, and then don't make any elections during the open enrollment November 2nd to November 13th, then it's going to cause you problem when 12/31/2020 rolls around, and it will be the last kick in the pants that this year 2020 gives us when your benefits stop, but they do not restart for the 2021 year. So active enrollment during open enrollment November 2nd to 13th, that's coming up. Again, it's coming up in a few months, but want you to have that date out there. More information to come. Let's see. There's been talk about let's see, some data path. I'm getting a lot of questions about data path. Data path is our FSA, which is a flexible savings, flexible spending account, or the health savings account vendor. They're the ones that actually sends you the card. They manage the balances. They manage the deductions when they're sent out, all of that. And so data path is I was under the impression that we were going to switch from DataPath to a different company mid-year. That didn't happen, and so we're looking for so instead of even an August timeframe, we are looking to switch that vendor. And so the company that you'll start hearing about is this Mercer Marketplace 365 Plus. It's the new benefits admin partner. And so same thing with if you've got the flexible savings, flexible spending, health savings account, all of those balances and dollar amounts will transfer, but there will be new cards to activate, a new company that we're interacting with, likely a new website to register on to be able to access what your balances look like and to see different transactions. And so Mercer Marketplace 365 is a change that we're making as of 1/1/2021. So open enrollment November 2nd to 13th. Everyone must select what they want for benefits for 2021. This is an active enrollment. So doing nothing will mean that you get no benefits for 2021. You want to make sure and log in and select your benefits for what you want for 2021. And we're getting rid of DataPath this year, and the new company coming in to manage HSAs, FSAs, and the marketplace is going to be Mercer Marketplace 365 Plus as of 2021. Uh, One other thing I want you to know about too, so we've got our uh, employee engagement survey. You guys might remember from last year, the employee engagement survey happened about the October timeframe. We're doing that again this year with the October timeframe being the plan. And so you'll start seeing the kiosks in the break room to access the employee engagement survey. We want your feedback, need your feedback. I feel like there's been some actions taken this year based on feedback that we collected even from last year, but there's also been a ton of change this year. Um, if you're watching this now, you understand that 2020 has been probably four years worth of change rolled up into a single year, as it pertains to all the different things with the pandemic, uh, the different work schedules changing. Um, Not to mention the fact that we had the changes in the factory and um, brought other product lines into the Bartlesville family, right? All of these changes that are happening, you don't see the same people walking around the factory that you did before. There's so much more remote work going on, and so we've got to our cheese is moving, right? And it has been moving, and it hasn't stopped moving all of 2020. And so all of those things factor into what we feel like has been a year that's been a bit of a dumpster fire, if we're being really honest, between the pandemic and the market and all of those things. Lots of change. And so I stop there and say thank you for navigating through this change with us. Uh, and I certainly acknowledge that it's been a lot and it's been tough. And there's going to be more. And we'll continue to work through this change, and be the best that we can, for each other and for our customers, making sure that we're doing the best that we can to do our best work and support our company, support our customers, and support each other through this process. So, employee engagement survey coming up in October. More information to come about the employee engagement survey, but just understand that is available again. Those, unless you put some information in a comment, those results remain anonymous. So no supervisor is going to get results unless they have at least, I forget the numbers exactly, like 6 or 7 people respond. The supervisor won't even see the results. It'll roll up to that next level manager. And also, too, so the supervisor or the manager won't see any comments unless there's at least 15 people that have submitted the information. And so that information rolls up to the next. And I share that because if you happen to be on a smaller team and you're thinking to yourself like, oh, well, if I write this comment, they're immediately going to know who I am, right? Even without personally identifiable information. And so rest assured that that information rolls up so that by the time it gets to all of the respondents, I think we ended up with like thousands and thousands of comments, even just from our location. And so that was pretty amazing to be able to hear some of the feedback that we had. But even thinking about that, there's been a lot of change this year, so it's going to be interesting to see what the response to the changes, to the actions that we have been taking in response to the pandemic, in response to the business, all of those, and how that's impacted engagement morale. I know that it's definitely been something we've had to be more intentional about, just reaching out to our peers. It's not as easy anymore as just seeing them walk around as much as it is that we've got to reach out and set aside some time to really connect and make sure that we're paying attention to those people around us, make sure that we're paying attention to those people and offering assistance and support when we can. So that's my encouragement to you, is to reach out to someone that you haven't seen recently, and make sure that they're doing okay, check in on them and see what it is that you could do to help support them through what they might be going through. And chances are they're going to be able to listen to a little bit about what you've got going on too. So employee engagement survey coming up, should be the end of October, first part of November, and then open enrollment starting first part of November, so November 2nd through the 13th. One thing to know about that whole thing too, we're reviewing address and emergency contact information. So It's that time of year. All of the information that we have in our system is going to be transmitted to the insurance companies for insurance cards to be generated. It'll be transmitted to the Mercer Marketplace 365 so that they can put your address into their systems to make sure that they've got that on file as it pertains to the debit cards for the FSAs and the HSAs and all of those things. And so if the address isn't correct in the system, now is the time to click on a link and update, or at least verify that your address is the same. Especially if you've moved, please, click on the link, update the address. It's a whole lot easier to do it now. You've heard the old adage, an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. And so if we just take just a couple seconds, as painful as that might be, just a couple seconds to pop that screen open to see that my address is updated, then I know that when it's time for my flexible savings card new for 2021 to get mailed out to me, that the company already has my address and it's not going to go to my previous address and get returned and play out that scenario, right? So I really need that prescription, or I really need to go to the doctor and I don't have my card and I can't use those funds because the card was mailed to an old address and that address was returned and now I've got to wait for a new one to get shipped, all because I didn't take a few seconds now to verify or to update the address information that I have on file. Also, emergency contact information is available to update there as well. And so I want to make sure that we're updating that emergency contact information, so that if there's any issue with any of those things, that if something comes up and we need to get in touch with the emergency contact, God forbid, but when it does come up, it's very helpful to have that information available. I'd like to hear from you guys. So my phone number is 918-407-1348. That's 918-407-1348. If you have questions, if there are questions that come up over and over and over, I can pop up and do a video like this again and make sure that I address a bunch of those all at once. But those are 3 updates that I wanted to share with you right now, and I'll continue in this type of forum as we have other updates. Just trying to make it, I'm testing, really. I'm experimenting with, is this a helpful way to be able to share some information? Do you guys appreciate seeing George's talking head on a screen for a couple minutes while you hear those updates, or not? Or if you have other questions, let me know, and I'd be happy to answer those as we go. Chances are, if you have a question about something, somebody else also has a question about something, and I'd be happy to address that information here. So 3 updates. First, employee engagement survey is going to happen end of October, and open enrollment is going to happen November 2nd to the 13th. Everybody needs to select their benefits for 2021. We will have a new vendor replacing DataPath. There's been lots of feedback about DataPath, how they're not doing a great job by our team, and so a new vendor starting 1/1/2021 with Mercer Marketplace 365 Plus. And then beyond that is update your address now. So employee engagement survey, open enrollment, please update your address right away. We'll get a link sent out along with this here so that you can click on that link and be able to update your address and emergency contact information. Also, send me a text message. Let me know, is this dumb? Am I stupid? Please, George, don't ever do that again. Or if you have any questions that you want me to address in a forum like this, I'd be happy to do that too. Phone number 918-407-1348. Just send me a text message and let me know, hey, this is what's going on and I need some help here, or that sucks, don't ever do that again, or hey, George, that was kind of helpful. I'd love to see more of those as they come available. So I'm going to flip back on the screen here, make sure that I can stop this broadcast, and we will go from there. Please let me know if you have questions about anything. I'd be happy to help. Otherwise, 14 minutes passed, and I'm going to stop this conversation by saying thank you for everything that you do. I appreciate you very, very much. Here's what you need to know for today. Open enrollment November 2nd to 13th. Employee engagement survey end of October. Please share your honest feedback and update your address and emergency contact information. 3 things that you need to know in 15 minutes or less. See you.